Hello guys, my name is Behroz and welcome to my channel where I talk about financial and career success. Now in this particular video, I will talk about whether you should go about renting or buying a house. Now before moving into the topic, I have to ask for you. One, smash the like button as this keeps me motivated in producing similar content like this. Second, and more importantly, press the subscribe button along with the bell icon so you get notified as soon as I put a new content on this channel. Your support with liking and subscribing goes a long way. So if you support like this, I will be able to improve the quality of my content and the frequency as well. Now let's move into the topic, which is whether you should buy or rent. Now I would break this answer into two parts, which is one, whether you should buy or rent at all. And if yes, you should buy, then when is the right time to buy? Because many of you have this question, whether this is the right time to buy or not. Interest rates are high, market prices are very high as well. Should I invest now? Should I invest later? And all that. So I will address that part as well. And I will also address the part whether you should buy or you should rent. So make sure you stay tuned till the end of this video for you to have the complete idea. Now let's start with first question, which is whether you should buy or rent. Now the short answer is you should always buy if that is the right time. I will talk about what is the right time, but if you have an option between buying and renting and it is the right time, based on what I will discuss later in this video, then you should always buy. Why? Because this is one of the best ways for growing your wealth. Historically speaking, in past 24 years, property prices have grown by around 4.7% on average in US, and in past 10 years they've grown by around 7.7%. So even if we go with the conservative number, which is past 24 years, it has been growing around 4.7%. I round it up to 5%. So the house prices in US have been growing around 5%. So your wealth will continue to grow. Just by you buying a house, you will be able to continue to grow your wealth. Now, many people say that if I'm in the house, if I'm living in the house, I should not consider it my wealth because that is kind of stuck. Yes, it is stuck today, but eventually you can always scale down. You can always go down in kind of the size of your house. Eventually, for instance, if you have kids, they move out to college and now you are empty nesters, you can always scale down, go on a smaller house and get the cash value from the house. Or what you can do is you can always move cities or places and go further out in the city, like in the suburban area, and get more value out by selling the house that you're living in, and then you can move further away from the city or the town center and buy another property there for a cheaper price. So you can always cash in part or all of the value of the house that you have. So it is a wealth generating tool in some context or in some way, because you can always exercise selling it and taking in all that cash and using it how you want to use. This is number one. Second, it allows for forced saving. Because you are paying monthly mortgage payments, you are forced saving because it is also going against your principal. So you are building into the house equity, and this is kind of a forced way for you to pay. If you are renting, you are just paying someone else's mortgage. You are also forced to pay the rent, but now you are not saving because it is going to someone else's pocket. Number three, there is an emotional attachment, right? When you have your own house, you feel like really making it, taking care of it, expanding it, making it look beautiful. You have an emotional attachment. You know it is your house and you can do whatever you want with the house. And similar to that, given you know it's your house, and this is point number four, no one can ask you to leave because the owner can always come and say, okay, they want to move you out because they want a different tenant, or they want to move in themselves, or they want to sell the house. So there is always this pressure that the owner might want to sell the house or move you out as well, or move in by themselves and eventually move you out. So there's always this pressure. That pressure just goes away when you really own the house. You know you can live there for as long as you want, the way you want, and so on and so forth. Like you can choose to have pets. While you're renting, the owner may not allow you to have pets. Or you can choose to do other modifications in the house, which the owner, if you're renting, may not allow you. But if you own the house, you can go about modifying the house as you want. So wealth generation, you save, there is forced saving, you own the house, there's emotional attachment, and no one can ask you to leave. So always I would go for buying the house over renting. Now the question is when you should buy. Is it the right time to buy today, tomorrow, a year after, 10 years after, and so on and so forth? Here's the answer, and hold on to the answer that I have to give you. That is, it depends on affordability as against what are the market prices now. Because in the long run, the house prices will always go up. So as long as you're buying a house for the long run, which is around 10 years, so 7 to 10 years, and I would pick the number as 10 years. If you've decided to live in a place for around 10 years, then always go for buying. If it's less than 5 years that you want to live in a place, then it's better to rent, because you might be moving. You don't want to buy a house now, and what if the market crashes tomorrow, and so on and so forth. However, if you've decided that you will be living in a place for 10 years, the prices of the market, house market, will always go up. This has been the case historically. It will always continue to go up. There may be 1 year down, 2 year down, 2 year up, 1 year up. There might be ups and downs in the short run, but in the long run, it will always go up. So you can't time the market, and don't time the market when you are trying to buy for yourself, especially. Do not time the market. It is more about timing in the market than timing the market, because no one is a fortune teller. No one can tell when the prices will go up, when the prices will go down. However, if you've decided to keep the house for 10 years, you will come out successful. You will come out making money, even if you buy slightly expensive today versus what it should be, or slightly cheaper versus today what it should be. It doesn't matter. Over the 10-year period, you will always come out as a winner. This is one. Second, the cost involved initially when buying the house is very high, because you have to pay the agent fee, some taxes, lawyer, and all. It's around 5% of the house value approximately, which you would be paying upfront. So for instance, when you buy the house, you pay that 5% upfront, and then after 1 year, the value of the house grows by 5%. That means you get zero. You get nothing. You paid 5% on year zero, and then after 1 year, you only got 5% back, which is nothing. Similarly, if you take year number 2, it will be somewhere around 2% on average that you would be making. Then number 3 year, you would be making somewhere around 3%. Number 4 year, you would be making somewhere around 4%, and so on and so forth. So the rate of return only increases as you go further out in the years. If you immediately sell the house as you buy, you will be losing 5%. Because of that upfront cost, it is more important that you hold the house for longer. Now, this is not the case with stocks. When you buy a stock, you don't pay any upfront fee. Rather, the fee, even if you pay, is very minimal. And hence, the cost of entry is very cheap. So you can make a return in year 1 and just exit the market. But with property, even if you make some return in year 1, you can't exit because there was a high fee that you paid initially. So hence, always remember, it should be for the long run. So with regards to timing, we've concluded that number 1, when you've decided that you will live in a place, in a neighborhood for 10 years, only then you should go about buying. Second, more important piece is affordability. Now, under affordability, there are 2 parts. One is always make sure you pay around or more than 20% of the down payment. Anything less would cost you more in insurance. And also what it will do is it will put so much less equity in the house that you will end up paying high mortgage on a monthly basis, or high interest on the monthly basis, which will eat up from your monthly expenses. So at least have 20%. That's like the golden rule of having 20% as down payment, and the more is better. And number 2, and more importantly, the total cost, including your mortgage payments and your taxes and everything for the house, should not be more than 25 to 30%. I would go towards 25, but if you are very stretched, not more than 30%. So the total mortgage plus the taxes, so the cost that you incur on monthly basis should not be more than 30% of your after-tax income, not before tax. So let's say your total income is $100,000. After tax, it's around $70,000. And if you are to pay mortgage and the taxes, they should not be more than 30% of that $70,000, which is around $21,000. So on total year basis. So this number divided by 12 would be $1,750, which means that your total expense towards the house, including the principal payment, the mortgage, and the taxes per month, should not be more than $1,750. If it is more than that, that means you can't afford it, and you should not go towards buying that value of a house. Should go for a lower value house. And if you want exactly that house, that value of the house, because you like it, then you rather wait, save, or increase your income, and only then go about buying that particular house. So the timing is more to do with when you can hold the house for 10 years and if you can afford it. 10 years and affordability is with regards to you being able to down pay 20%, and then your monthly expense for the house, including the taxes, mortgage, and interest, should not be more than 30% of your after-tax income. Hopefully, this video was helpful for you to now be able to decide whether you should go about renting or buying a house. In case you found value from this video, I'm sure you'll find value from another video on my channel where I talk about my personal financial freedom journey. You can check it out here. Other than that, there is another video where I talk about how you can go about investing when the stock market is going down. You can check out that video here. Thank you.